Hello, everyone. This is Picker's Church. I think I said that wrong. I don't know what I said, but I'm Ronnie, Hart Pickers, and that's Mr. Chad, Golden Finger Pick. And we're here tonight to talk about God knows whatever we're going to talk about. But we got a few things we'll spend a little bit of time on in a little bit. But see who's over here in the chat and see what's
going on.
Is that
Rudy? Holy cow.
No shit. Mr. Rudy's here. I'm impressed. But I think Henry was first. And we had LA, I don't know how you say that. Hina, Walk-In Picker, Stock Jockey, Turtle Trader, Treasure Vintage, Swamp Picker, Golden Finger Picker.
Yeah. Hey, there's Billow Tex. That's Bill and Carol. They came and spent the weekend with us.
Very nice.
Stayed in our house, and very good people. We enjoyed having them. And man, if everybody was like them, life would be just cream. Yes, good people.
That's what it's all about.
Yep.
So how has your week been, Mr. Chadwick?
It's been good, man. But to be totally honest with you, Ronnie, because that's what I do. I be honest. I have not listed a single thing since the flight suits and stuff. I just haven't. I haven't listed anything in the stuff that's ended. If it doesn't have an automatic relist, it has not been relisted. So, but I still have a ton of stuff out of this the pilot's estate to get listed. Somebody had brought up not too long ago, and you guys talked a little bit about it today on Nick's channel. For those of you who don't know, Ronnie did a show on Nick Hill's channel. Go check him out. It was a really good interview they did of Ronnie. But you guys brought up this, it's kind of a misconception that you have to have a lot of items in your store to be successful at reselling. And you explained, and they explained how that's always not necessarily the case. But there's just times where we feel, and it's not that, I mean, if somebody went and looked at my eBay store right now, it would look like pretty pathetic because it's my long tail of stuff that's going to maybe sell within the next 2 months. But there's just nothing there. And we've been totally, oh, I'm sorry. Kim needs to know how to refresh. Our video hasn't started yet for her. There we go. Okay. But no, what's really good is, you know, we have the opportunity to make $30,000 in 1 month, but we're just not about working that hard to do it. You know, it's there to do, but it's, to be honest with you, we've taken a little break before we go on this big trip. So, and that's just the way we've chosen to do it. That's honest. We haven't made a whole heck of a lot of money since the last things that we've listed have sold from this lot. But it's not to say we don't have a ton to still make money on. It's just we just haven't done it. And but yeah, been chilling, getting ready for the rally. You know, dealing with the stuff that we deal with. What about you?
I think I got you beat, though. I don't think I've listed in 3 weeks.
Whoa.
I got a tote here. I got a bunch of drafts ready. I just have to take some pictures. I don't know. I just been super lazy, but the wife is be home in 3 days. Saturday morning, she'll be home. I'm hoping she's okay to go to some yard sales Friday morning, leaving the airport.
You're gonna have to change your name tag from Ronnie Hart full-time reseller to Ronnie Hart part-time reseller, or
like, Ronnie's retired.
Yeah, there you go.
Retired. I'm Chad.
Retired, but
retired picker.
And see, and this is what is important that I know. You've put yourself in that position to be able to not list for 3 weeks. I mean, you're not going without food. Your bills are getting paid because you put yourself in that position to be able to do it. So that's commendable. And it's people kind of need to read between the lines when you say you haven't listed for 3 weeks and this is what you do full time. You don't have any other income. So that should tell people that, either he's just irresponsible and he's about ready to get kicked out of his house, lose his car, get the electric turned off, his internet turned off, or he's set himself up to where if he needs to take the time, he can take the time.
Just no extra buying of stuff.
Yeah.
Kind of. No big purchases of any kind.
Well, I do want to say, and I am proud to say this because that I'm not the best when it comes to death piles, but we have not been sourcing since we got this big lot. And so we haven't been out sourcing, and especially since we haven't been listing. But when we go on this trip, yeah, we're going to be sourcing. We're going to be very picky, but it's going to be about the thrill of the hunt instead of so much filling up the car. So, and plus all of Kim's stuff, and the car's going to be full anyway.
Well, you had to bring the car in today for a little bit of preventive maintenance.
Dude, this is I went out today. I've got a 2014. We bought the Jeep brand new. Go outside today to go drop off my packages that I shipped, and the driver rear tire's low. So I'm like, oh man, I do not want to mess with getting a plug and then it blowing up on the way up to Chicago. So I'm like, okay. And then the check engine light was on. And I'm like, good grief, man. So I just went and had him put 2 new tires on the back while it's in there, get the oil change. And then the check engine light was, I know Kim is here. When you go to get gas and you put the gas cap on and you just don't turn it, you just set it on there. Well, guess what? That'll make your car go bonkers and make you think that your car's about to blow up. So yeah, you'll get the check engine light for doing that, Kim.
That's funny. I bought my truck 6 months ago, and I've already had to replace the windshield, a tire, and the rear light assembly burnt out. It's like, only has 11,000 miles. It's like, come on, truck, what's going on here?
Yeah, I mean, it only costs $120 to take it in and have them tell you that your gas cap wasn't on.
Did it really cost? Did you?
I'm joking. No,
I was like,
but it would have. If I would have taken it to the dealer, they would have charged me $120 to get the code. And I heard that AutoZone and all them, they don't do that code thing anymore. They won't bring it out to your car and hook it up, like back in the day. Yeah.
I haven't done that in a while. I used to have one of those thingies a while back. I don't have it anymore. I sold it, but I used to hook up all the car. And we had a Ford Taurus for a while, or this was before like mid 2000s. Yeah. This O2 sensor kept on going in that car. Like every few months, the O2 sensor was going. It was like, what's wrong with this car? It's constantly going on.
Yeah.
It was a pain in the butt bringing it there all the time. I knew what was wrong with it. I'd order the part, make sure they had it there, and then bring it down and be like, oh yeah, I need an O2 sensor.
Well, Joni had a good idea. If you guys ever get a check engine light on your car, check the gas cap. That's typically, many times, that's what it is, especially if it's a new car with a couple of years old. So,
well, all the new cars now, a lot of them, they have that. They automatically, the check engine light will go on as soon as it needs oil change. As soon as you get to that mileage of whatever it may be, I think the truck's 7,500, and the light comes on automatically. It's like, really?
Yeah.
But and then you have to go and have it turned off.
Yeah, someone said, well, don't forget to let Chad, pump the gas or whatever. Kim hardly ever gets gas. She must have, I knew she got the gas but she must have ran it out or something. I'm the one that fills it up. So
the worst is when it's blinking. If that light is blinking, turn it to the car off and pull to the side of the road. Like something's not. You're gonna kill your car if it gets to that point.
Yeah. But yeah, that's I tell you, it's like, what else can happen before this trip to Chicago? I'm just waiting. But thank you everybody for coming tonight. We got like 15,000 topics to talk about, and you guys named them.
We followed you guys today. First one was just talk about new niches. And I think we have a little experience on this. I don't think either one of us are looking for a new niche particularly right now, but at some point or another, we had to learn new niches. You know, you want to go first, or I can go first? You want to flip a coin?
I don't typically, I'm not looking just like, okay, I want to learn glass or I want to learn pottery. I'm not typically going out saying I typically get forced into learning a new niche. And like, for instance, Boy Scout patches. That is a niche of its own. Boy Scout memorabilia patches. And that's how I get forced into learning it, researching. And then once I'm done, I'm going to be pretty proficient in Boy Scout patches. I'm going to know how to identify whether it's old, whether it's new, what country it was made in, whether it's made in the States or foreign. But that's how I end up learning new niches. We've been forced to learn new niches when we moved from Indiana to down in Florida. Clothing was that gap. I hated it, but we did well with it. But it was just it was a fill-in, and you do what you have to do in this business. While I'll enjoy learning new niches, especially stuff like the patches or something like that, or glasses, aviator glasses, Legos. Typically, when you're researching, you're really creating the groundwork to learning a new niche if it's new to you. And the more you get into it, the more you become proficient, the more you'll be able to be successful in identifying things. And that's just how it all evolves. It's a constant learning process. Go ahead, Ronnie.
Yeah, I mean, when we started selling originally, we sold everything and everything, including a lot more on Amazon. And then I just didn't like that niche. So we eventually went to look for other niches, and clothing became that niche because you go into a store, there's so much clothing. But it took a little while to learn it. It wasn't easy either.
Yeah.
And then you constantly, in that niche, you constantly have to work at it and rework it and try to figure out the best way to constantly stay up on different brands or fashion or this or that. And, I'm always taking a little bit of time looking up things and so on and so forth. It's always fun. But as far as new niches, I mean, over the last few years, I guess I can say I became a lot more knowledgeable in what do you want to call it? Like vintage advertising and stuff like that. I've somewhat always knew about it, but with so much new stuff out there recently, you had to, really pay attention and see if it's repops or not, and so on and so forth. You don't want to get big time, spend big time money on something and have it be fake, and then you worked with a piece of scrap metal, basically.
Yeah.
But I mean, I've learned about postcards over the last, yard sales and estate sales. Luckily, you can go and sometimes you can get stuff real cheap, and then you learn about it later on and be like, oh wow, there's some money in this little niche.
Yeah, and there's some niches that will drive people crazy, like Kim and those Beanie Babies. We got that big, huge lot of Beanie Babies. She's literally pulling her hair out because she found everybody's saying, oh, the Princess Diana one, the Princess Diana one. Well, she found the Princess Diana one. And then she goes to eBay to start researching it. I mean, it's like 600 to 300. It's like, what's the difference? What makes them better? What makes them worse? And ever since then, they're just sitting on a shelf. And the ones that she pulled out. So we just don't know. And something like that could be, to me, just nerve wracking.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. I mean, with like to the Beanie Babies, because I mean, I looked into them a little bit, and I was just like, forget it. There's really not much value. It's kind of like what is it? The Black Diamond VHS tapes, Disney ones. It's like there's no rhyme or reason for why one will sell for such a price, and then you find 1,000 of them that sold for under $10. There's no rhyme or reason for it, other than I don't know. I'm gonna buy some and put them up at a really high price and see what happens.
Like that Princess Diana baby, I have no doubt it's got value because all of them are really good in price. But what makes one 600 and one 200? That's the frustrating part, trying to figure out. Once you get into something, then you get into the quality, the little things like Barbies. Man, remember when we were researching that Barbie? We couldn't figure out exactly when it was, and if it has the hole in the foot without the ear holes, then it's this. If it's got ear holes, no foot, but a certain hairstyle, it's this. And man, talk about niches can be, I mean, if you want to take it serious, can really be an education, and it takes a lot of work, sometimes more work than you need. And that's why the Boy Scout patches are still sitting there, because I have not found that exact patch. So yeah, I mean, but it's part of it, and it's fun ultimately.
It's one of those things.
Yeah, one of those things.
I think I sold something.
Yes.
No, I did not. It was a mess. Somebody went live, I guess. Or it's like, watch somebody's video. I thought it was my sold thing. I only sold one thing today.
I sold two things yesterday, but I don't know what I sold. I don't think I've sold anything today. I've got some offers that I just haven't responded to. But I'm beginning to think now, Ronnie, over our trip, I'm just gonna end all my listings because I just don't want to worry about it. I don't even want to.
That's what you feel like doing?
Yeah.
I'm just looking to fill the truck up and come home with it full.
Yeah.
Well, maybe. I don't know. Because I get in that thing, and I don't know if Gretchen, she might have missed thrifting a little bit, but she might be also like, no, I don't want to do this. So I kind of got to see how she's, feel her out a little bit when she gets back and see how she is.
Resell Ronan's doing shows on Sunday mornings now, if anybody cares, or if anybody's wondering. Sorry.
Sunday mornings, I watch cartoons.
Yeah. Paul's a good guy. He's been out of the loop for a while. And sure, pimp yourself in our chat, Paul. You're good with it. We're good with you. We're good with you. I'm messing with him. Paul's a good guy. Check it out. What's the title of your show, brother?
What, this show? Oh, his show.
His show. Resell Ronan's his name. And literally kicking people's asses is his game. This dude knows that judo, kung fu crap. He's good. I've seen him on TV before, so yeah.
Ronan Lee.
I saw him just totally dominate this dude, man. It's like, damn. It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool to watch.
I wonder if you can get in trouble for beating somebody up if you're like a certain level.
I've always heard like your hands are considered dangerous weapons and stuff. I mean, I've always heard that, but I don't know if your skill is so fine that you could be charged with a higher crime by using it against somebody.
Because like boxers can't fight somebody. And Mike Tyson, I don't think, could get in a fist fight with somebody.
Yeah. Well, I think Mike Tyson would probably level somebody.
He'd bite somebody.
Yeah. I don't have to register my hands. Oh yeah, I've heard that one before. My hands are registered, as deadly weapons. Yeah. Oh, that's funny. No, Paul's a good guy. We've known him for quite a while. So
Yeah, and we had a second part question today was, what about death piles?
oh, thanks, Ronnie. Go ahead, Ronnie. Start talking about death piles.
Okay, I will. Fine. I got a little bit of a death pile right now because I don't want to take photographs of things. But it is what it is. There's a pile. There's a few totes of stuff. It'll be done eventually. There's going to be more. When we had the warehouse, we had a lot more death pile stuff because we would get a lot of the stuff, and then we'd throw a lot of it to the side, like the little trinkets and things like that. And you'd be like, oh, we'll get that stuff listed. And when we got rid of the warehouse, it was like, okay, all that stuff's got to go. We used to keep totes of video games and stuff like that. I mean, that stuff we kept, of course. But it was funny. We'd keep all the video games to like fourth quarter. Okay, we're going to list that stuff, in October. Get a higher price for it. Now I don't save nothing for any time. It's like everything gets listed when we get it. But I mean, I don't think we've ever had a huge pile of, what people would consider a death pile, because I'm more get it, and it gets listed almost, immediately within a week, other than this period I'm having right now, and you're a little bit different. So
yeah,
we're a little different in that part. Because technically I won't go out unless I have everything listed. It's kind of like, I'm not going to go out.
Here's a really good question when it comes to death piles. Somebody asked, Chad, how much do you have unlisted in your house, not counting the new stuff from the estate sale? I would say, I mean, it isn't a ton of stuff. I think a lot less than probably what a lot of people are thinking with my history. But
you said history.
well, because I've always been open and honest that I've got a damn death pile and I'm giving a bunch of it away. But I mean, there's some stuff in the garage from before this. We could actually park our car in the garage. We had our shelves out there. Back me up, Kim. We had parked our car in the garage all the way up until this past deal. But we have shelves in the garage, like 10 shelves that we keep our inventory on. There's probably 100 items, I would say. I mean, I've still got Legos. I've got stuff that I just haven't listed yet. Pretty cool stuff, but a lot of small stuff. But yeah. But now we've got much more. But we haven't been sourcing either, so I think that's responsible.
It's like, don't source. I mean, yeah.
Well, I mean, that's practicing what I preach. It really is. And Kim and I have talked a lot about this. It's like I haven't even had a desire to go sourcing at all. And
when you go on the road, will you have any interest?
Well, we're going on the hunt when we go up to Chicago, but we're going to be very picky. We're looking to pick up higher end items that don't fill up the car, if that makes any sense. Because we can be picky right now. I mean, because we've got thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars worth of inventory that we could be doing. And, it's cool. Mike Global Voodoo says, oh, this is good. I really want to know what Kim thinks about all the Selena stuff. Feel free, Kim. But yeah.
She's freaked out by it, especially probably if you have her wear it.
No. She gets excited when I get a really good piece.
Yeah,
she
but
actually
when Halloween
gets excited.
comes and you ask her to dress up as Selena, it's a little weird.
Yeah. I mean, no, I don't dress up like Selena. No.
Can you put this wig on?
Speaking of which, Ronnie, we got a deal to make. So you need to, because you got my offer and that auction ended. So.
Oh yeah. No, I'll get into that. after the show.
Yes.
But
No, we are not grabbing any Starbucks mugs on the way up. Chad, has your average price per item per sale continuously gone up? I think it has. I haven't actually checked. I know our sales per month have gone down, especially when I don't do anything for a whole week. But overall, I was telling Ronnie the other day, I did over $10,000 in 1 month, and I did less work. Am I pretty loud?
No, I'm just scratching.
Oh, and I did. And Kim and I did less work than what we normally do. It's because of the quality of the stuff. And, we've been saying that. And I want to say, well, we lucked out with this because the quality is there. It's just really cool stuff. And, but I hate saying we're lucky because, damn it, we work too hard to be lucky. And,
Well, you just, the more you do certain things, the more you put yourself out there, the more chance you have of getting stuff. And you found a lot of good quality stuff.
Yeah.
But you put yourself out there. Without putting yourself out there, you would have never came across it.
Right.
So, it's no different than when people go, oh, you found this or that. It's like, yeah, I went to 12 thrift stores, though, for the day. Well, you were complaining that you went to 2 in town. It's like, who's going to have a better chance of finding stuff?
It's easier for me to say I'm lucky to hear somebody else tell me, oh, you're lucky. It's easier for me to say, boy, I felt lucky in getting this deal than somebody else telling me, oh, you're lucky, because I don't know. Maybe that's an ego thing. I don't really think it's an ego thing. It's like, dude, it's taken years to be able to even remotely try to do this. Oh, and you made a really good point that on your show today, and I hate rehashing that, but you guys had a really good show, and it's on it's Nick Hills and what? Andrea?
You could, I think her name is Andrea, but I know if you just put in Nick Hills, it comes in.
Right. Man, you had so many good points when it comes to, and I forgot the point I was going to make. But let's see. Chad and Ronnie are true resellers and do this like all of us. Respect. Dude, I tell you, I respect Mike. He says a lot of times what I'm thinking. Yeah, it's Nick and Andrea. But yeah, I like him. He's a reseller that's been around for a long. He's an old school, and when you hear me say old school, it's like old school. And I tell you one thing to hear about, people need to start working towards this. If there's an issue with somebody, damn it, pick up the phone and talk to them. That's what I've been trying to do a lot more of. And Ronnie will not answer my damn calls.
What?
No, I was saying to use the phone and pick up the phone if you have an issue with somebody. And I said, I've been doing that a lot, but you just won't answer my damn phone calls.
Too much of late, too much.
Yeah. Let's see.
Follow-up question.
What about your death piles?
Who, me?
Yeah.
I don't have a death pile, dude.
Okay.
I talked about it first, though.
Yeah.
I really don't have a death pile. I have like 30 things unlisted. But I have all the drafts and everything listed for that stuff. So I'm not really, and I'm probably going to take pictures in a few days just because I got to clean, my place here is starting to look like a storage warehouse, and I got to bring this. But the weather's been so nasty. It's been like 4 or 5 days rain, like for months now. It's been nasty, like 50 and rain. I don't feel like bringing stuff into the truck and going to the storage unit when it's all wet and everything like that. So I'm just letting it kind of dry out a little bit.
Yep.
I'm hoping. I don't know what day it is. I may have to go out in the rain and play.
Yes, sir.
I've seen some questions here, but I just see if I can find them.
Yes, we're very bad at bringing them over today. All Day Deal Grabber says, follow-up question. If your price per item is going up, why not say anything worthless than a certain dollar gets donated? Well, I think for us, we don't typically buy stuff that we expect to give away. Okay. And when you say a certain dollar amount, are you talking about what an item will sell for, or how much you paid for an item? Now, typically we don't like to buy anything which I'm talking bread and butter, we're not going to make 20 bucks on typically. But I'm not saying that there's a lot of people out there that should be buying stuff that they'll make $10 on, because that's how a lot of people get started. And, but as far as, I don't know. And a lot of times I'll buy stuff just because I like it. I won't make much money on it, but I think it's cool. And I think it's a big difference between the way I look at things, and I know Kim looks at things, that I don't know. It's not just always about the money. It's just cool. Like if there's an old vintage calculator that I remember from when I was a kid that it's not worth $5 and it's like 50 cents, I'll get it just to put batteries in it and mess around with it because I had it, and end up selling it for $5-10. It's no big deal. But to me, it's more than just the money, although the money's awesome. It's just, sometimes it's just a cool factor. It doesn't have to be worth a lot for me to be interested in it. But there's a lot of times I give stuff away that's worth more than $20 a piece. So, what about you, Ronnie?
It just depends. Like, I don't like to list anything unless it sells for like 25, we'll say. And, a lot of that stuff's just bread and butter clothing stuff that we can pick up. Sometimes it sells lesser if you have a sale or something like that. I don't really try to worry about it because I try to get into a lot of that stuff fairly cheap. I don't try to, I'm not buying things for $10 to sell them for $20. Like, that just doesn't make any sense. So, I might get something for $2 or $3, but for the most part, my stuff stays listed. I'll talk about it. If something takes 2 years to sell, it takes 2 years to sell. There's not much I can do about it. Especially if it's something good. I mean, I sold a Brioni suit today. It's the only item I sold, and it took, I don't know, six months to find that right buyer. And it sold, though. I was only in it for $10. What am I going to keep lowering the price? I set it at a price, and it sells when it sells. I move on to something else.
Right. Here's a really good question. How do you clean out the TI-83s with the exploded battery compartment? And this is the same thing as a lot of battery, especially AA batteries. If they sit in an item too long, then they'll leak and you have that acid in there. The first thing that I do is I keep this sitting here with Q-tips, is vinegar. It will eat that acid right off of the post connectors. Now, and that is why I have that bottle sitting there, for that reason. While it will eat off the battery acid, a lot of times the spring that's in there is coated with like a nickel coated or plated, and that creates the electricity, or creates the circuit for it to go around. A lot of times, if that's eaten off, actually the metal underneath it does not conduct electricity, which I don't understand. So a lot of times, especially on the very end, what I'll do is I'll snip that very end off, and then it's able to make contact again a lot of times, and then you can go. But just because you get the what it does is when the battery bleeds inside that compartment, that the metal, it will literally run all the way into the whole computer board that's in there. Anything that'll let that acid grow, it will grow all the way to the other end connection of that battery. So sometimes you have to take it apart, clean it off, and sometimes it just won't work. I've had very expensive vintage toys that it had it, and I'm like, well, it's worth the chance to try to clean it out, and it still wouldn't work even after I cleaned it all out. But no, I have never used WD-40 to get battery acid off. Never. I have WD-40, but I don't think it's ever really worked for me as far as getting battery acid. I may be wrong, but vinegar works very well on battery acid. I just put it on the end of a Q-tip and I get it real good, and it typically does the job. Let it set for a little bit, and it cleans it off.
I think we used baking soda last time I remember.
Yeah, that can be done too.
I mean, I haven't.
Go ahead.
I haven't ran into anything that had an issue like that in a while.
Yeah.
So.
Yep. Yep. Let's see. Oh, hold on.
Oh, I didn't like that question. Good thing I didn't read it.
Oh, I missed something.
Oh, we can leave that one.
Oh.
That's just a stupid question. I think somebody was trolling. I didn't pay attention to it. I just seen question marks.
Oh, man. Now I want to go see what it is.
Well, it's in the chat right here on the side.
Oh. Oh, no. Hey, that's a really good point. Okay. Now, okay, you're talking. Let me ask you in a different way. A lot of people knows you're looking to do this this long distance RV tour where you're looking for all this reselling while you're traveling, RV traveling. Okay, are you going to keep an apartment or something, or are you literally going to live out of that? And if so, what do you do with all your stuff when somebody decides to do that?
I'm not 100% sure. We're going to look at a bunch of different options. I kind of like the toy hauler fifth wheels, which have about an 8x10, 8x12 room on the back of them, or a 10x12 room, 10x10, somewhere in that size range. So they have that extra space. I'd have to just set up some type of shelf system or something like that, or just put stuff in, you know what I mean, totes or boxes or something.
Somebody's like, sell your shit to me. Oh, it's James Hart.
But you know, that's really kind of all. It's just do that. But I don't know, we might get if we get a class A, which is the one that's like a bus, there's areas in those things where we could set up an area and put stuff. My idea is not to sell the stuff, you know, and bring it to the post office. I'm gonna drop that stuff off at another person to sell it, and they're gonna send me a check once a month. I mean, that's how it's gonna be.
Mm-hmm.
I don't, you know, the whole thing is to go out and travel and have fun, not worrying about listing stuff, shipping stuff. Like, I want to avoid that whole, you know, that whole thing. I don't want to deal with it. And then, you know, if I can get, say, 55% of the value of something, you know, after fees and all that kind of stuff, I'm walking away with it. I mean, after eBay, if you did free shipping, did this, did that, you'd probably walk away with 70, 75. So say for every $1,000, you're talking about $200 difference, maybe. To me, it's worth it, because you're not, you're just finding this stuff. I mean, that's about it. So, you know, but there's certain things. I mean, we have our storage unit. We'll probably keep some stuff there. There's an apartment in the Dominican Republic that It's not built yet, so maybe stuff eventually will go there. You know, have to fill it somehow, some way. So that's always an option. And then, wherever we want to eventually set down and, we find some place that's nice and, who knows? Maybe it's Connecticut, maybe it's Texas, Arizona, who knows? But you say, hey, really like this place. Let's look here. I mean, you could buy everything fairly cheap. You go to thrift stores, yard sales, estate sales, and furnish your house and worry about it later. I hate buying furniture. That's the only thing I hate paying like full price for.
Yeah.
And especially the newer stuff because it's garbage. Don't last that long.
Yeah, and Kim's in the chat, but I haven't even told you this, Ronnie. But when you started talking about it, because Kim and I have talked about, doing that before. And dude, she was researching RVs and
well, she did that last time when I started talking about it like 2 years
well,
ago.
we have
She got
talked
really
about
all excited about it too. I remember.
Yeah. Because we grew up, I mean, the boys were young. We always grew up camping. Her dad had these nice RVs, but he would never let us use the damn toilet. Ever. It didn't matter. It did not matter. He did not want to do the sewage thing or go dump it out. He's like, go use the public, at the campgrounds. But yeah, it's always been something that she's loved to do. And she's talked about it a lot, but I keep telling her, you can't keep getting dogs and cats if you want to go off on the road. So that's why I tell her, it's like, look, if you're wanting to do this, I'm all for it. But we have responsibilities here with the animals. So
stick them off on the kids. Yeah, one more to get out of the house. One more kid to get out of the house.
Yeah. No, he's considered out. I mean, he could support himself very easily. I think he's just taking advantage of the situation, and we don't have an issue with it. But it's one of those things. So
Kim said she's ready to buy an RV.
She is, dude. I tell you, she's been looking, and she's been doing like the hard research on it, and
I've looked at them all. I'm kind of torn, like, which ones are good, which ones I really want. That's why I need the wife to kind of, once she gets here, we're going to check some out. And I have an interest that I like the fifth wheel. The problem is I have to get rid of my new truck.
Nope.
And it kind of hurts my feelings a little bit, but I bought it right, so I can get rid of it and buy another truck. But
you couldn't use the toilet because of the resale value.
Oh, we couldn't use the toilet because of the resale value. It really brings the resale value down. Because her dad was a hustler, I'm telling you. And he was awesome, but that's just the way he was. There was no toilet use.
There's a channel I watch. There's a channel I watch on YouTube. I was watching their videos, and they had like a bigger RV, and they went to like a camper van. They will not do number 2 in the van. I'm like, oh, that's a small space. Yeah, like I could see why you wouldn't want to.
Well, I remember having a good old time, everybody getting hammered, and I remember sneaking in the bathroom and taking a late night whiz. But he would. Oh yeah, it wasn't about that.
It's all
fun
interesting,
times.
but there's so many different models and everything like that. I think the vans are a little on the small side. Like where would you keep anything? You'd have to bring a trailer or something with you, Yeah. But I like how you can get more off the beaten path, or you can get away from everything like that. Have some not satellite. What do you call it? Oh God, what's the power?
Generator?
Solar panels or something, or, to run. Well, you could have a generator too. Generators are just loud though. If you're in an place where you need air conditioning, you run a generator. I mean, probably a generator is going to run through a gallon of gas, probably an hour.
And trust me, Kim will have an air conditioner, and it will be set at 69 degrees.
Did you ever catch up on your sleep from the other day?
Man, for those of you guys You know, it was so funny. This was funny because I was talking to Mike, Global Voodoo, that night, and Kim, our air went out. The central air went out, so we had an emergency tech supposed to be coming over, and she said that they work 24 hours a day. So Kim's like, "I'm out of here." She went and stayed at Logan and Katie's, and Levi said, "I'm out of here." And and I was talking to Mike. It was late at night, and I sent Mike a message saying, "I can't stay up any later. I got to go to bed," or something like that. And when I was texting Kim that, yeah, I'm like, "Sorry, dude, that was to Kim." But yeah, it's like, I can't, dude. It was hot in here, but they came early in the morning and fixed it, and it's good. Back down to 69.
Mad Main asks, how long do you want to travel? Is it just a summer thing, or the idea is probably to do it in about 6 months, because there's things I got to do, and we have our lease runs through January, and I have to have surgery, so that got put off with my wife being away. So once I get all that stuff out of the way, I'm hoping January-ish, February, hopefully. But hope I'd have everything done by then. So we just, the thing is figuring out what we need and what we don't need at this point.
Yeah.
And I got rid of some things. I got rid of a few signs. I got rid of some RC stuff that I have. It's like, I'm not going to use this stuff. I don't touch it now. It just sits there. Like, gotta go. But
yes.
Yeah, that's about it. No, I was just remembering I gotta message Mark after this. I just got an email. But
well,
okay. I think I was done. Oh no, but I didn't ever finish the question, did I? So I plan to do it for as long as I can. If I think the hope is to do it at least 2 years, most likely. Because I just think I want to see everything. I want to take my time. I don't want to be like parked in one day and then run to another place the next day. I want to take my time with it. Go around Canada, I think would be fun. Alaska, maybe spend like a whole summer in Alaska or something like that.
Yep.
So it's gonna be fun, I think.
Yes. Ronnie, you think it'd be a good time to make a little statement?
You got the floor, homie.
Okay. I want to open this up with I think most people who watch us, I hope every single person that watches us understands that we're not out to steer anybody in the wrong direction. We're not out to take advantage of anybody. And when we are giving out advice, information, we're truly trying to help you. And when I say we're trying to help you, we're not one of those ones out there that we say, all we want to do is help you. That's the only reason why we're on YouTube. We just want to help you. Okay. We're very transparent. Look, we make a little bit of AdSense on it. We enjoy doing it. But, recently, Ronnie and I, and we've done this ever since we've been around. Okay. We've always told you guys, we try to educate you. We say, look, if we don't slam on people who have paid content, we don't slam on this, we don't slam on that or whatever. But what we tell you guys, and we try to educate you guys, is if you come across somebody that wants to sell you something, this is the way you need to look at it. You need to ask the hard questions. You need to ask, if somebody says, look, this is how you can quit your job and make $100 an hour. Here's how. Sell it on eBay. Here's how. And if you guys aren't freaking asking, well, how long has it been since you quit your job to where you're telling us how to do it? If they say 2 days, you best be like, ask the hard freaking questions. But anyway, when we're telling you guys, look, this is what you need to look for. And I know Mike, Global Voodoo, does this a lot as well. We're telling you guys, this is what you need to be on the lookout for. This is how to protect yourself. If you don't want to give your money away to somebody, then you need to listen to what we're saying. It's no different. Look, guys, if I am sitting here telling you guys, look, this is how you sell cell phones on eBay, okay? Your first question should be, if I don't already tell you, which if I'm telling you how to do something, I'm going to tell you why I am experienced enough to have an opinion on it, okay? But if they don't, the first question you should be, how many cell phones have you sold on eBay? You can do it respectfully, but if you're wanting to learn something, make sure that what you're learning is from somebody that's actually done what they're trying to tell you what to do. So, along that lines, or if we say, you guys have heard me say this a million times, the viewers aren't stupid. They can see through the bullshit, okay? Plain and simple. Ronnie, myself, and I know Mike, we're totally open with you, and we are telling you, we're not calling anybody out or anything else. But what's amazing, and it's so telling, is I can give you something like, the viewers aren't stupid. They will figure it out. It will come out in the wash. They can see through the bullshit. When I get messages saying, why did you call me out in that video? And I'm thinking, why did I call you out in that video? And I'm like, what are you talking about? Or I have screenshots of what you said. And I'm like, okay, show me the screenshots. What are you talking about? It's very telling that certain people in this freaking, one dude named Rockstar Flipper and then one dude named 10K on the Bay are asking me, why am I calling them out in my videos? And the first thing I say is, dude, I don't watch your videos. So I'm glad you think that highly of yourself. I don't watch your videos. So I'm not calling you out. If the shoe fits, wear it. And then the next question is, well, why don't you get to know my channel before you call me out in a video? And I'm like, dude, you have nothing to offer me. So what it comes down to, if you take offense to the things I say when we are just trying to educate our viewers, and you think I'm talking to you, then by God, I'm talking to you, because if the shoe fits, wear it. So no, I don't watch either one of them. I don't watch them, but they think so highly of themselves that when I say something that refers to them when I'm not referring to them, dude, it's the I don't know. But I talked to him, I said, well, no, I didn't call you out, but you just earned one. So there it is. Now, no, I was saying, he's like, why are you talking shit about me? I'm like, dude, it's like, dude, if I got something to say to you, I'll call you up on the phone. There's all kinds of people that know that. But no, I'm not trying to be an ass or anything else, but that's what happens and it's so telling when somebody says, why are you calling me out? It's like, dude, I didn't call you out. It just tells you, and I'm here to tell you guys, come after me. We're transparent. If you want to try to lie on me, you can do that. But as far as I'm open for business, I try not to mislead anybody. I don't know, but no, I'm not trying to create drama, but we're trying to educate the people who watch us. And while we're trying to educate, people get offended. And when we're only trying to do something good, and shame on them for calling me out for supposedly calling them out. I'm not about going after people, but when I see shady stuff, I'm going to warn my people. And it's not necessarily against them. It's just, I've been around the block. I've seen them come and go. So
You
I
done,
guess
sir?
I'll be getting a cease and desist letter. Shit. No, it's true. I mean, I'm not saying anything that did not freaking happen. It's true. So, and I'm going to continue to tell you guys if I see something, or if I see something where people can get taken advantage of, and I'm not saying anybody's doing that, but I'm going to educate the younger people that may not be these. Ronnie, a lot of people are so hungry, and they will do whatever it takes to. And I don't even think they sell stuff, do they? I don't know, but they sure took offense to it. So,
well, everybody sells things. It's just at different levels.
yeah.
You know,
I don't sell
people,
anything to anybody. I'm not trying to make
you mean
money off people.
sell,
Yeah,
like sell services.
yeah.
I thought you meant like freaking on eBay.
I'm just saying, be wise viewers. Just because I keep saying it over and over and over, doesn't make it so. Do your homework. Don't follow blindly. And you know, it's true. And for anybody that says that they care about the community, and when I'm saying this, I'm not thinking of anybody in particular. So don't say I'm calling you out again when I'm not calling you out.
Just kicking up dust shadow. Yeah.
It's not. It's true. It's true. And I'm not trying to start any crap. I'm really not. But don't come at me with attitude. And you know, we're good. I'll work with anybody. But damn. But no, be kind to each other and use your head. Don't just don't do it just because we resellers use their head, man. You know, when you're out buying something, and I'm not calling anybody stupid, but there's a lot of gullible people out there. I mean, we could start mentioning all kinds of names that aren't even around anymore, that came in, got their money, and they're gone. And that was the whole agenda. That was their whole objective. So, but yeah.
Who?
Cody Hawk? Where's Cody Hawk?
I don't know what he's up to. I couldn't tell you.
But that's one. That's all. That's good enough, right?
Yeah, we definitely don't.
It's true. We've seen him come and go. You know, we've seen him come and go. And we try to stay out of the drama. We really do. But when we're catching crap, we're actually trying to help people. And that's when it's too much for me. It just really is. I'm about being positive and stuff, but we have to protect our ability to protect others. So,
I mean, I don't even know where anybody. I mean, I follow a few people, and
it's unbelievable, Ronnie. It's the people that I don't even follow and I don't even keep up with that has issue with what I'm saying.
Well, I think you talk about a specific thing just to look, and then certain people figure out the shoe fits, and then buy an outfit to match. Be good with it. But I mean, don't get all bent out of shape about it. I mean, if you're going to talk about marketing and then get pissed off about it, I don't understand. Like,
I have my opinions. Yeah, I've said it a million times. I have no desire. I don't like the whole binge shopping, and I talk about, but I don't hate binge people. It's a totally different niche than what I'm at, and it's just, I'm really not trying to start any crap. But it's like you're not allowed to have an opinion, anymore. And if you say something that isn't right up somebody's sensitivity alley, then you're attacking them, and it's just not the case.
Yeah, I see people talking about, what's that thing? Patreon. Is that a drink?
I have no clue.
Is that like tequila?
I have no clue. Yeah, I mean,
change the subject real fast.
Well, okay, I beauty lover. I'm sorry I misspoke. It may have sounded disrespectful. They're not bin people. What are they called, Ronnie? They're bin pickers, or I don't even know, because
bin pickers is a channel.
Oh,
bin diggers. I don't know what.
I don't know.
Outlet shoppers.
Somebody who actually shops at the bins. Tell me what you guys call yourselves. I got a question for you, Ronnie. And I don't know who I was talking to about this. Oh, was it you? When I was talking about, okay, like I call myself a reseller, okay? And you call yourself a reseller. And somebody that sells books calls himself a reseller. Somebody that everybody that calls himself a reseller. What I'm asking is, what's up with why don't like scrappers, you know, who go digging and they why aren't they in our community? Because they go out and they find scrap and they sell it and they make money. Okay, why don't we have used car salesmen? Because you know, they buy cars and they resell them. It's resellers. I mean, to call yourself a reseller, I mean, it's a huge, I mean, Walmart's actually a reseller if you think about it, because they buy it off of somebody and they sell it. But on the secondhand market, or for whatever reason, what's the difference? Why is it
it's the platform.
Well, not really, because there's a ton
For
of
the most
people
part,
that, is it e-commerce or
well,
is it
because
e-commerce?
we're gonna get house flippers in here next.
Well, I mean, that's what I'm saying. We're resellers, and like I consider myself a reseller. I go out and I'll buy anything that'll make me money. And then you'll have somebody that is 100% clothing, you know, and they'll call themselves a reseller, but they don't call themselves a clothing seller. You see what I didn't say that disrespectfully. It's like, where do we get this name? Why aren't used car salesmen, you know, if you have a used car lot and you flip cars, why don't we see them in our community, or scrappers, or people who deal in coin people who deal in coins? They're stackers, you know. I mean,
well, they got their own little place that they go.
Yeah. I'm just wondering where.
I mean, I would assume there's probably car flippers down here, and they're probably a smaller niche. It's more money to get involved into.
Yeah.
And how many people really want to talk about getting cars?
Well, I was just thinking about this today, you know, this morning. I'm like, okay, resellers. I used to call myself a picker, but nobody even uses that term anymore, you know. So, and yeah, it's just, yeah, stackers, like silver stacker and stock jockey. Those guys, they call themselves stackers, where they deal and collect in coins and they sell coins and stuff like that. So, but yeah,
I'll start making videos about flipping cars.
well, I was just wondering about that, though. You know, it's like this community is pretty much a lot of the same stuff, but you wonder why the other people that are doing stuff we don't see in this community, like Hubcap Joe. You know, he specializes in hubcaps, but he's kind of off in his own world, and he does do some Facebook groups that's eBay related. So do you think it's the online platforms, the eBay, Amazon, is what groups us all together? Or
well, because most of the people in this chat, most of the people that watch this show, most of the people that watch us buy stuff from yard sales, thrift stores, estate sales, for the most part. I mean, it's kind of all bunched in together, you know. But guy that sells a car, he's not going to Goodwill to buy a car. I mean, maybe you could. Maybe they sell cars. I don't know. But, you know, house flipper. It's kind of a little different. You know, you can't. You know, it's like Amazon people got their own little section for the most part. Now it's kind of separated from the eBay sellers a little bit. You know, like the big Amazon sellers. As they used to be all, hey, here we are. They kind of disappeared slowly. I got no interest in going to New York and going to the damn bins, Krillin. No interest.
Okay, I'm a little lost here. Nico's conclusions are from research, not experience. Chad has an issue with his lack of experience. I don't know who they're talking about. I'm not sure who you're talking about on that. Who said that? It's not necessarily I have an issue with any. It's like if you're talking about one of the two people you're talking about, one of them, when they brought up that I have an issue with them and because I call them out and stuff, actually the first time I talked to him, I said, who are you? I don't even know who he is. And then I looked at a couple of his videos and use the example that I said earlier about how to quit your job, and you know, when he's only actually done it for 2 days. So it's marketing, and Global Individual is right. It's all about marketing, and that's just the difference, I guess. What's the end game? You guys know what my end game is. I'm not gonna try to, you know.
You still working on that book?
Him and I do what we do. You know, I haven't really messed with my book. And by the way, guys, it's not a freaking ebook. It's a book I've been working on for over 10 years that has to do with the history of media. Okay. So no, I'm not going to drop an ebook on you guys.
I want the first copy autographed.
You know, it's Mitzi, you know, you're saying it, not me. I actually haven't said that, but you do have a point there. It's just, I don't know. And when we're trying to protect people and say, watch out for this, and certain people get offended by it, you got to ask yourself, why are they offended by it when Chad's just trying to protect us? So that's pretty much what it comes down to. And it's very telling when somebody that you don't even pretty much acknowledge your existence comes and complains that you're calling them out on something that's not very good. It's very telling that they have that high of feeling for themselves.
Will Selena be on the cover of the book?
Dude, I tell you what, she is just a beautiful person. I mean, when I say beautiful, I mean beautiful inside and out. Her heart is great.
We know it.
Yes.
One hand with lotion.
Yeah. And you guys, and I'll tell you guys right now, me and Ronnie, we will not intentionally lead you astray. Okay. If I knew for a fact somebody was a fraud, I would tell you. But I typically don't speak on things I don't know. And that's why you don't see me talking about selling on Amazon. That's why you don't see Ronnie talking about selling gold and silver, because we don't deal in that. So you're not going to hear us, or we're not going to act like we do know. Okay, Ronnie, it's yours.
All right, everybody. Thank you all for coming through tonight. If you like the first part of the show, give us a thumbs up. If you like the second part of the show, give us a thumbs up. If you didn't like it, give it a thumb down. It doesn't matter. It's all the same love.
Yeah. I appreciate it, guys.
Yeah, if you have any crazy comments or anything, you can leave them down below.
Or come to my channel and give it to me. I can take it.
You said that once before. But any last words?
No, all I got to say, Ronnie, is I appreciate you. I appreciate, you know, Pete. You guys have been the ones that's been there for me this whole freaking time. And I appreciate you guys.
No problem, homie.
Yep.
All right, everybody. Thank you all for coming through. But I gotta get stuff done. Wife's coming home in 3 days. See you guys later. Have a good night, everybody. Like, comment, subscribe. Bye.